10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Chapter systems are offline.
Welcome to the Banter Club. Join myself, Mark, along with TY, Jackie, and Mahal as we talk all things sport. We will definitely trash your team, and if you don't like it, we'll definitely tell you your favorite footballer is a tax evader. Join us every week on the Banter Club.
Are we really doing this?
Of course, we are, definitely.
All right, what it does. Welcome to episode 8 of the Banter Club with myself, TY, aka Abuti Broadway. And as you know, I'm never, ever alone. This is a collective effort. By the way, can I please get some horns for the fact that you're the number one sports podcast on Apple Podcasts, correct? Am I correct? Yes or no?
Definitely.
Perfect. I'm not alone. I'm with the one and only Una Rene Ramaru. Una, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. What's up?
You ready and good to go?
Ready as ever.
Sweet stuff. Mo, how are you there? You good?
Yo, how's it?
Amazing. Jackie?
What's up, guys? How you guys good, man?
Awesome stuff. And last but not least, the semi-finalist. Are you okay? Are you good?
Cabo Blue.
So I'm certain you must be super excited to get in the Chelsea jersey, then, Mark.
I'm already picking out pants that are gonna go with the shirt. So yeah, no, I'm ready.
What's our date night?
Just
right.
me and the chair.
Listen to you. All right, cool. Today we're joined by a very amazing guest. He goes by the name of Sam Masingi. He is a sports analyst as well as a professional pool player, professional pro snooker player. And we're going to be digging deeper into that. Sam, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm all good, man. I can't complain. Thank you for hosting me. I feel honored.
It's only a pleasure. I think first things first, give us a little bit of background on you. Who is Sam Masingi? Where you from? And how did you end up on the Banter Club?
I'm almost 28. I wouldn't say I'm a sports analyst. Let me say I'm a performance analyst, to be more precise. I think saying I'm a sports analyst is way too general. So I'm a performance analyst. I have a master's in sports science. So I focused on performance analysis of South African football during my study. I play pool and snooker. They're different. If there's time, I'll explain the difference between the two sports. And I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I don't know what else to add.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sweet stuff. Una, I think you've got the next question.
Tell us the difference between snooker and pool, because I think that's interesting to start with.
Okay. First of all, the rules are different, but the most noticeable difference is the size of the table. Snooker table is massive. It's like a dining room table, but a larger one. You know, snooker is played with 21 balls. Pool is played with 15 balls. And something that is always constant in snooker, that the cloth is always green. Whereas with pool, you can find whatever color. You can even find a pink table. You know. So on a professional level, snooker actually pays more than pool. But the thing is, you'd have to be in the top 1% to make good money in snooker, whereas pool is a bit more. There are chances to make money on any level. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty dope. How you want to ask the next question? How you there? Okay, Mahal seems to be a bit MIA, but let me just ask, as a performance analyst, which teams have you worked with, and what sort of work have you done in the field?
Okay, I've done work with. Let me start with the type of work I've done. I've done performance analysis using GPS. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when a player is substituted, they'll usually tell you how many kilometers the players run, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the type of work I was doing, but it was more complex. So I looked at the type of running it was. So if I look at percentages, how much percentage was the distance in terms of sprinting, how much of it was running, how much of it was jogging, how much was it walking. So with those results, I wanted to see how better we can train our players, just to basically improve the standard of South African football, because the data was not available in a South African or even an African context. Most of the studies were from Europe and some from North America. So after that, I was working with second division teams, but then I switched a bit from football. I had a stint with the Cheetahs in rugby, so I think 2019 and some parts of 2020. But that was it was not distance. I was mostly doing in-game analysis, but this was more on a performance level. So we'd look at the number of tries, the number of scrums, and all those things. But performance analysis goes deeper. You can also do opposition scouting. Look at the strengths of the opposition. For example, if you know that you're going to, okay, let's use the Chelsea thing, for example. If you know you're going to knock out games, you prepare for a possible penalty shootout. So you'd analyze all the possible kickers, you analyze the goalkeeper's movements. So that's opposition scouting, which also ties into pre-game analysis. And then you can also do in-game analysis and post-game analysis. So post-game analysis would be just to look at the faults and what was good and all that stuff. And you can also do analysis of your training sessions and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So let me analyze your pool career real quick for my research, right? You have a 53% win average, 9 wins out of 17 games. In pool, is that a good average or is it not?
That needs to be contextualized. Those stats are from Saturday. I was playing trials for Free State. That is quite good because a game and in pool, what you play, like basically when I break and play, that is called a frame, right? So if we play more than one frame, that makes the game. So the win percentage is not really 53%. It's actually higher than that. I think it was 74%. So the 74 is quite good because I only lost one match actually. So I only lost two. I had a very good win percentage. So in context, that is good. But the top players, the highest players, can get maybe 93% win percentage. So that is quite good.
Okay, Mahal, you back? You've got the next question there.
Yes. I mean, you spoke about you've worked with a couple of teams. So which team has been the best team that you've worked with and why?
I can't name some of them for ethical reasons because I was working on my master's during that time. But the soccer teams were more enjoyable for me because I could travel with them. I got to know the players, and then like the analysis I did was not just the general team thing. I also analyzed the individual players and I could tell them the results of the analysis so that they could improve, So I felt like that had a bigger impact also on a personal scale for them because they knew where to improve, it boosted their confidence to know that someone was actually watching.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Jackie, you've got the next question there?
Yeah, okay. Pool is seen as a recreational sport. But if you look in South Africa, does it make profit?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, I did quite a lot of research on this in 2017 and 18. I presented it in Zambia and Botswana. Pool is not a recreational sport at all. It's quite a professionalized sport, but on a professional circuit, there isn't much money in the leagues and stuff. But in the hustling games or the gambling games where the money is involved, that's where you do make a lot of money. For example, in 2019, there was a competition where the prize fund was 500,000. The winner got 225, I think. But unfortunately, the guys who got to the final were both from England, so they took all the money basically. And then abroad, there's also quite a lot of money where you can get like £100,000 for winning. But there are different types of pool. There's a new one on the circuit called Chinese pool. So that's where there really is a lot of money. You can make like $200,000 after winning. So yeah.
Oh wow, that's quite a bit of money. Mark, we've got the next question there. Is our semi-finalist here? It seems to be gone. All right, I think we can. I think one thing I really want to discuss, and I think we can all chip in here, is how players are affected by travel. You know what I mean? When a new player comes from a different province to another province, how is his performance affected by that? I mean, for example, CAF games, when they travel from here all the way through to Egypt or to a different country, when Keegan Dolly, Pesitau, or Achabupule, Dr. Kumalo moves overseas in a new country.
Yeah.
I mean, I know of a certain player that I'm not super close to, but I know him personally. He was playing for Manchester, and the coach suggested, look, rather go play for Barcelona. He's still in youth development. Go play for a small a team in Barcelona, Spain, because the weather's better. You know, he couldn't deal with the weather. So how is their performance affected?
Yeah, that's a very important question. I'll answer it on a smaller scale and on a larger scale. On a large scale, things like weather, they do play quite a huge role. Like Manchester, I'm glad you mentioned Manchester. Manchester, it's always raining there, you know. So let's say you come from SA and, you know, the weather here, we have a lot of problems, but the weather is generally quite good, the climate. So you move to a place like that, you're going to be miserable quite a lot. Or maybe you go to Eastern Europe, like in Russia, where it's like that, where it's really cold, you know. That could really affect your general mood, you know, your motivation and all those things. And then on a smaller scale, where you mentioned CAF, like the travel and stuff, the biggest issue is jet lag. So that comes with a lot of fatigue. And you might find that some players end up disinterested. So you find that the player doesn't want to play, or they do want to play, but they don't have the normal motivation. So this affects their performance on the field, and it ultimately leads to injuries. I think, have I answered that?
You definitely did. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving along. We need to talk about the Proteas. Hey, squad. Proteas performance against Pakistan. I think I'm gonna kickstart this one off with Mahal. Mahal, what are your thoughts on the Proteas versus Pakistan game?
I mean, look at the T20. It was quite interesting. I mean, especially after the way the Proteas performed during the one-day international series between them and Pakistan. So I think with losing a lot of senior players coming to the T20, it might have sort of brought the standard down. So, but it was a morale boost for the younger guys who came through as well, because we saw a couple of guys who raised their hands to say that, okay, they want to be part of this team. So it was quite an interesting one. But unfortunately, on the last game we lost against Pakistan. So Pakistan has clinched the Team 20 series with a 2-1 victory. So it was quite difficult to see. Rather, it was quite difficult for the Proteas to come through when looking at the T20, especially losing the likes of the captain Themba Bavuma and a couple of senior players.
Yeah, Mark, your thoughts on this one?
Look, most of our star players are gone, so it becomes very difficult to actually gauge how far we are in terms of the overall ability of the squad. So it becomes very difficult when you don't have your top talents. But saying that, I think we've seen performances and glimpses, and unfortunately they were unable to like kind of stitch them all together and actually get like a proper team performance going. And I think that's where we fell short. But it seems like we do have enough depth in the squad. Hopefully, going forward into the next World Cups, we might do better. So, but otherwise, I think yes, leadership lagged again. And because I mean, today they put over 200. Should have won that game. So it was it's one of those things where we need people who've been in those situations, who need to manage the game better. I mean, it's if you know your bowlers, and you know who can actually do the job at the death. So yeah, man, it's I think in glimpses we've seen performances, but not enough to put together a team performance that actually takes us to where we need to be.
Sam, your thoughts? Proteas, Pakistan T20s?
I'll start by saying Pakistan have a good batting lineup, generally speaking, in the shorter formats. But the bowling is toothless, man. I think we could have scored maybe 30 more runs. But the greatest issue is the bowling unit. You know, there's no clear strike bowler from today. All the bowlers were quite average, and I'm speaking general as well. You know, so I think that was an issue. So maybe it's a selection issue, but it also raises the question: is there the actual talent? You know, and I know these are tough questions to ask. You know, so I mean, I don't want to mention anyone, but I was not inspired, man. You know, yeah.
You're not impressed
at all.
What are your thoughts?
Why it's a bet? Do you know how much a bet is?
Don't go there.
3,000. After we lose like that, you embarrass the country like that. Now, like Sam said, there was 30 more runs in that, but somehow, and Mark also mentioned this, that there's no sense of leadership there. So the guys don't seem to have that sense of nudge to push them to the line. So, man, na Proteas and Lapis, 3,000. You spend 3,000 to
that's the cheapest bet, man.
Imagine you spending all that money to raise a child or under this big Proteas star, and then after embarrass the country. What's that, man?
Oh my goodness, my goodness. All right, Kaizer Chiefs have qualified for the CAF quarterfinals. Someone in this group predicted Horoya was going to beat them 2-0. So let me kickstart it off with them. Jackie, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Why do you have to do this? But then, okay, before we get into it, I'm sure the gents have been waiting for this.
Yep.
To all the Kosis and your Mark, Una and Mao, a big congratulations to you guys. You guys did well. I really didn't expect it, honestly speaking. But like I said, I wanted them to actually qualify for the quarterfinals. Like, forget about the band and so forth. But I expected them to qualify for the.
No one believes you, bro.
Quarterfinals.
No one believes you.
Wait.
But, yeah.
What?
What are you? I can't hear you. Repeat.
I can't hear you, Mao.
Repeat what you just said. Okay, we've lost Mao.
I'm always fixing his sound. I'm always fixing his sound.
What did you say? What are you saying? I think I missed.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. In the last episode, I said that I predicted Aurora was going to win 2-0. Because I thought Gavin was going to be very cautious, which he was cautious, but I still maintain that Aurora should have won that game because they dominated throughout the entire game. They just failed to take their chances. But at the same time, we shouldn't say that fine. Kaizer Chiefs did not fight back. They actually fought back very, very well. The resilience shown by Kaizer Chiefs was just incredible. And you should also thank Mamelodi Sundowns, my former Mamelodi Sundowns player, that is Kama Billiard. If it was not for Kama, you're not going to qualify. So technically, it's because of Sundowns that you guys went to the quarterfinal.
Jackie, can I tell you what happened here?
Yeah.
Can I tell you what happened here?
Yeah.
You paid the right Sangoma, the right price for 2 goals. It's just unfortunate you didn't pay enough for Horoya not to concede. Yeah, well, that's the problem.
But this Horoya team, Horoya disappointed me, man. They had a lot of clear chances, they didn't take them. But going back to the game, I think it's actually good for South African football that we have 2 giants of South African football in the quarterfinals. This is actually going to help Bafana. The next coach, whoever that's gonna be, hopefully it's gonna be a South African, a local coach. At least he will have a crop of players that actually can compete, who actually know how to compete in the African continent. You get me? I'm also hoping that Orlando Pirates also does qualify for the knockout stages. But looking at Kaizer Chiefs, it seems as if they're getting momentum. It seems as if they're starting to get proper results, particularly in the CAF Champions League. But now, I'm just hoping they can actually take the performance in the CAF Champions to the league, because it seems as if they're not consistent in the league, but they're very consistent when it comes to the CAF Champions League. But other than that, I think you all did very well, man. I hope we meet in the quarterfinals. Then I can humble you, and then you guys can now shut up because hey, you're starting to make a noise now.
Ona, let's hear your thoughts.
Oh man, Jackie.
Yes.
Jackie, I told you last week that Kaizer Chiefs is going through, and you said no, 2-0. And Kaizer Chiefs went through. But I think since we have a professional in here who can help us analyze everything, Sam, what do you think in terms of the what do you think in terms of performance? What's carrying Kaizer Chiefs? What's working for them in the Champions League, and what's not working for them in the PSL?
Okay, guys, I'll be honest. Yeah, I haven't watched CAF in a while, and more specifically, I haven't watched Kaizer Chiefs in a while. And by the way, I grew up as a Kaizer Chiefs fan.
You're doing yourself a favor this day.
Wait, I'll make a general statement. I don't think Chiefs has the squad depth required to challenge on all fronts. So this could just be, big momentum And momentum, what happens with momentum? What happens if there's an object that stops the momentum? Newton's first or second law, I forgot that stuff. So it's going to end soon, because there just isn't any depth. But the moment they start buying players, then they can mount a proper challenge.
Yeah, let's hope that 9.5 million is going to be put to good use. Yeah, Jackie?
Can I just ask them? So you basically saying that we shouldn't expect them to go further after this.
Capital K.
Yeah, I mean, with Chiefs, to be honest, don't have any expectations. Remember what happened last season when there were expectations?
Mm-hmm.
Or should I contextualize it?
Please, go deeper, Chief.
Please.
I'm talking on a local front, guys. It's clear, man.
Deep.
Chiefs,
Please repeat.
Chiefs was supposed to win the league, man, And what happened?
No, we all know what happened. Baroka FC, last 20 minutes. Let me go to Mark real quick. Mark, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm gonna be honest. It's the situation at Chiefs is not really better. I think again we were very lucky in that game. I caught the second half of that game because I was watching that game and another game. I think it was the Serie A game. But anyway, we were lucky. We were lucky because the fact that we equalized, it's by chance, and it's so. I think we're not gonna do well if we carry on with performances like that. But otherwise, it's great to have 3 South African coaches there. Or can we say there's 5 if we're including the whole of Sundown's bench? But yeah, there's the 3 South African coaches in the quarterfinal, so that's great.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So yeah, but it's really great. It's history. It shows that South African coaches can do the business. So hopefully this will show that get the right Bafana coach, and if he's local, even better. Because local coaches can do it. They must just go and get their papers, and they can definitely do it at the biggest stages.
Wow, are you back?
Yes, I'm around.
So your thoughts on Chiefs qualifying?
I'll take from Sam's statement of raising our hopes high when it comes to Kaizer Chiefs, and I don't think there were any hopes raised high, especially to see them even going through as far as the quarterfinals. So I think a lot of us were even shocked to see them, how they've made it through the group stages that are within the quarterfinals, and to see them playing that well, because looking at the stats when it comes to the Champions League, they've already only lost 1 game when it comes to the group stages, and that game was against Wydad, which they lost by 4-0 rather. And then apart from that, they've managed to win a couple of games and draw a couple of games. So I think for them to move forward to the group stages, rather to the quarterfinals, it is a morale boost for them. They know what they did wrong within the group stages. They know what they did right right within the group stages. So they have to take that they did right and move on with it. And maybe we might see them playing the semis or even the finals. I would love to see Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns within the finals if Mamelodi Sundowns beat Al Ahly. So that's an interesting one. But looking at the team itself, Kaizer Chiefs, I mean, let's focus on the captain's armband, and you could see or no, it's been changing when it comes to players. You have Nukovic wearing the captain's armband. You have Bennett Parker. You could tell or not, he doesn't have enough players to say that, okay, this guy will keep the captain armband for quite some time, because I mean, a player will be injured, and then it's a matter of, okay, who's next who's going to wear the captain's armband. So it's a matter of changing that armband, and I think it's a morale boost as well when it comes to the players getting to lead the team. And I mean, to see Kamabila back again, it's quite an interesting one, and I hope that maybe he might influence the team to score more and to win more games, just like what Nukovic has been doing the past few games.
Yeah. It's a tricky one. So who would you like to see play Kaizer Chiefs in the next round? We all know that teams that came out number one are playing teams that came second. So let me start with Ona. Who would you love to see play Kaizer Chiefs? And please don't say Sundowns. I knew it.
You know what? Because Kaizer Chiefs know the number of Sundowns. If there's one that beats Sundowns, it's Kaizer Chiefs. And I believe that Kaizer Chiefs will dethrone that Marawa Start Sundowns team.
Sam, your thoughts? Who should play Kaizer Chiefs in the next one, in the quarterfinals?
Look, man, what I know about quarterfinals, and this applies to the Champions League in Europe and other places. The moment you get to the knockout phases, it really doesn't matter, because you're going to have to face a strong team at some point. You understand? So if you're good enough, you will win. You understand? But if you're relying on momentum solely, you won't do well. Okay.
I love that answer. You know, you're giving us PR answers, Chief. Who would you like them to face?
No, it's not a PR answer. Remember my initial disclaimer. I said I haven't been watching CAF, so I can't actually say anything. You understand what I'm saying?
All right, touche. Mark, who would you like to see them face?
In all honesty, I think it'd probably be better if we avoid Sundowns, Al Ahly, because I think those sides are strong. Not.
Wataba.
No, Kelebata final league. But anyway, so yeah, I think I'd rather avoid the big dogs. Obviously, we'll definitely avoid Wydad because they came first in our group. So I think from there leaves, I just can't remember who it leaves, but it doesn't leave many other clubs.
Simba and Tunis.
It leaves Sundowns, Simba, ES Tunis.
And Tunis.
I will probably Simba probably. I mean, you have to go for the team that you believe that you can beat over two legs. So it will be tough to beat a Sundowns over two legs. It'll be tough to beat Al Ahly over two legs. So yeah, man, anyone but those two teams, I'm good.
Simba beat Al Ahly. I'm just saying. How are your thoughts on this one, real quick?
I've said, or I want to meet, rather Kaizer Chiefs should meet Mamelodi Sundowns for the finals. So I think we meeting ES Tunis would be the best option for now. And yeah.
Jackie, you keep laughing. Balance us, Chief.
Guys, this is simple. You know, Chiefs is going to play Simba. And it's going to be very interesting because Simba has got it's got the most thing. I think they've got like 10 million fans. So the battle of the fans in African continent, them going to Tanzania, and I think they do allow fans in Tanzania. So it will be very interesting to see Kaizer Chiefs going to Tanzania playing against Simba. And going back to Mark, be careful because Simba. Simba won their group against they won Group A, I think, with Al Ahly and he's second in the group. So they've got a similar record to Mamelodi Sundowns. They only lost one game in the group stages, so a very tricky team to play against. But if they play the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns, they won't make it either way.
It's over.
The closer they can, it's done. So I don't know what Zamar or Zamaka Simba, but I still don't think Chiefs will go through the semi-final. It ends right here. They must take the 19 million rands and go back to Grenada.
All right, the other CAF team that representing South Africa happens to be Orlando Pirates, and they're sitting top of their group. They just won a 3-0 in their last game. Your thoughts on this one? Let me start with Sam. I know you're not a big, haven't been watching CAF a lot, but just your thoughts on Pirates topping the group at this point in time after 4 games.
I think Pirates has a, history matters, So Pirates is a better pedigree in African competition. So I think they stand a good chance of going far. Yeah, and because the mentality matters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's absolutely true. Una, your thoughts?
Zimbabwe is still their coach, so the momentum that Sam was talking about in terms of Kaizer Chiefs, what's carrying Pirates in the Vela League of CAF. But if they go through the group and go to the knockout stages, I don't see them going further. But right now, I think they're in the weakest group in terms of the Mvela League there. But yeah, Zimbabwe is not. I don't have confidence in their coach. They have the right players. Like last week, we mentioned that. I think it's Jackie who mentioned that they have the second best squad in South African football, which is true, and that's carrying them. But going further than the group stages will end there.
Okay. Mr. Semi-finalist, your thoughts? Quick. Mark? Okay, let's move on to Mahal.
Yeah, I think everything that Jakey said about Kaizer Chiefs, just remove the words Kaizer Chiefs and put Orlando Pirates. Probably could be the end of their play when it comes to the group stages. I don't see them as much as they are sitting at number 1 with 8 points after 4 games. They've only managed to win 2 games, draw 2. They haven't lost any game. But everything that Jakey has said about Kaizer Chiefs, just take out Kaizer Chiefs and put Orlando Pirates.
Tricky. Very tricky. Now tomorrow it's Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates, Nedbank Cup at 6 p.m. Hey, it's going to be a humding of a game. I know Sundowns is winning this one, but I'm a Sundowns fan, so I'm speaking from, a biased position. Jackie, please join my bias there.
It's obvious. If you look at the Sundowns team, it's going to be very tricky game because you've got players that have been doing very, very well. I think for me, 2 key players for tomorrow's game is going to be Hoto and Shalulile. Because if you look at both of those players, they've scored 21 goals between them with 15 assists. And if you look at Shalulile, he's played 26 games with 14 goals and 6 assists. So the game is going to be won there. And I think the way it's going to be very tactical. It might be very similar to the first game of 2021 at Loftus, where Downs won 1-0. So I still think Downs might just get something from this. But the advantage that Pirates had is that they have not played a lot of games like Mamelodi Sundowns, and that's where the quality of Sundowns has to really shine them through this game. But I think we've got the quality enough to actually go through and win tomorrow.
Rolando Mokoena was seen saying he can even name the team, Orlando Pirates for tomorrow's game. Una, what do you think about that?
Like I said, in terms of the Champions League, when it comes to Pirates, Hoto will be there. In the centre backs, it's either Jele or Khatswayo. In the middle, it's Mutswari. Rolando was right. It's quite a predictable team. And lately, they haven't been playing with a position 9, except in the previous game where they had both Mahango and Mabasa. I think this game will actually be very interesting because motivation is there. It's actually 2 of the big 3 in South African football.
Yes.
And motivation is there, but I think the game will be determined by if Sundowns play Kekana or not. If Sundowns opts to play Kekana, I'll give it to Pirates. But if they don't play Kekana, I see them winning. They're my favorites for this game. I'm not saying Sundowns is my favorite team, but they're my favorites for this game. My preferred result will be a draw, but so I need to choose a winner, and I can never choose Orlando Pirates. So I'll give it to Sundowns. I'm supporting a result that will have Sundowns win the game. And in terms of Sundowns, when I'm looking at it, Mudiba actually had the best game of his Sundowns career in the league game. And I think if they can play him in this game, it will be good for him, not only for him, also for Bafana, because a player for his caliber, I would actually like to see him even playing in Europe in the future. So get Mudiba in there, get Morena. Morena also had a very beautiful game in a long while. Villa is back. I think this one of the game, Pirates Iwiki. So play Villa in there just to get some few minutes. Might even score for y'all. So yeah, Sundowns is taking this one for me.
I think it's very interesting you mentioned Mudiba, because when Laila K got the yellow card, rather, his 4th of the season, they moved Mudiba to left back to actually prepare him for tomorrow's game. So I think it's going to be a very interesting one. Sam, you want to hop in there?
Pass.
Man. Mark, are you back?
Yes. All right. No, man. What's this? I think it cannot be that a Chief supporter says that Pirates must win. It cannot be. It is absolutely wrong. It is a crime. It is no, it's not right. So
you're committing treason.
It's you're high too much. So for me, in any way, look, Sundowns is the stronger team, but it's when it comes to Pirates, it's a dangerous side. I mean, they do have half of Bidvest Wits in their squad. So, and we all know that the Bidvest Wits had very decent players. So it's going to be very interesting. I think Zimbabwe, again, question marks. The fan base doesn't really like him as much. There's already talks of him being kicked out, even though he's got a very decent record. So I think we shouldn't underestimate him. I think he's done well for someone who came here from a reserve team there in Germany. So yeah, man. But I think Sundowns will definitely nick it. There will be goals though. I mean, hopefully not 6-1.
Oh, nice one, man. Nice one. All right, we need to hop into a brand new feature where we play a game. All right. So we need to select somebody to go against our guest for today, who is Sam. So are there any volunteers? It is a sports trivia question. Strictly just South African questions.
All right, let's hear.
I'll allow Sam to choose.
Maybe the semi-finalist is that guy is still here.
Yeah, Mark.
All
let's hear.
All right. So what I'm gonna need for you to do, right, is just say your name, and then whoever says their name first gets to answer the question. You get it wrong, obviously we hand it over. And we want to see if our banter club gents can hold it down. Mark, are you ready?
I'm on.
Sam, are you good?
Yeah.
All right, let's start it off with a very, very easy one, right? Name the player. Leeds United called him the Chief. South African soccer fans know him as one of the most capable bowlers of Bafana.
Sam Lucas Khadebe, but Lucas Khadebe.
Was that Sam, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, that was a very, very easy one. Starting it off nice and easy. All right, so the next one. Who is the only person to ever win the Comrades Marathon 9 times?
How many times?
9 times.
It's all about maybe.
Nope. Incorrect.
I know.
Black guy.
Obviously, black guy. The Bible says only a crazy man runs away from nothing.
That's in Matthew. All right, the answer is Bruce Fordyce.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
okay, I've heard of him, yeah.
Third question. This one is a bit tricky. Who was the first black player to represent South Africa in rugby?
Damn it.
Yo. Mark.
I know the guy who didn't last long.
Yo, I'm torn. There's 2 players, but I think it's Tando Manana.
Try again.
No, that's incorrect.
It has to be that other gent who was a prop. I forgot his name now.
They released a book now called The Black Springbok. It's about him now.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a big guy, man. I forgot his name. But he's from the Eastern Province.
All right, his name is Errol Tobias. He made his debut for South Africa on the 30th of May, 1981. So the score right now is still at 1-0. Mark, are you okay there?
Hey, Maramak.
Hurrying, guys, hurrying.
Okay, cool. And here's the fourth one. At which race course is the Durban July run every year? Hibato.
At the JB Met. I don't know.
Mark. Is it not Gravy?
Oh, boo, 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 boo. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. This one is a bit of a tricky one. But I'm gonna ask it anyway. I hope someone gets it right. If not, because it's a tiebreaker. Who was the first person from South Africa to win the Olympic 100-meter sprint? Mark?
Akani Simbini.
Nope.
There hasn't been anyone who's won the 100 meters.
It has been actually. South African Reggie Walker won the Olympic 100-meter track event in London 1908. It was the very first South African to win it. So a South African has won the 100 meters.
Apartheid.
Oh man. Okay. Here's another one. His name starts with an A. And he was the captain of the South African cricket team, and he became the head of the United Cricket Board.
Ali Baha, Chief. Ali Baha.
Who said that?
Give me the trophy. Ali Baha.
Correct.
That is absolutely correct. It is Dr. Ali Baha. So today's winner is Sam with a 2-1 victory.
Thank you so much.
Out of 5.
Hi, Maramak.
What happened?
Why are you asking about Kumrit Marathon? Who knows these people that run?
Forget about Kumrit Marathon.
You're a semi-finalist.
T.Y., you're taking this back.
I mean, I was just giving general essay trivia, man. Essay is
supposed to... Omar, 1900 was there.
Mark, you feel to represent us, bro.
Mark,
I get you must let the guest win, guys. How?
No,
once again, next time. Mark, please make sure. All right, quickly, let's move on to the UEFA Champions League. We also Bayern Munich getting knocked out. We also Porto getting knocked out by Chelsea, which resulted in Una buying Mark a Chelsea jersey. When is it being delivered, Una? Kupala date.
But the next 2 weeks he should be wearing his new jersey.
Okay, please take a picture and send it through to us. Okay, cool. So tonight we have Real Madrid, Liverpool. We also have Dortmund and Man City. Who's winning? Real quick. Let me start with Jackie.
Madrid and City. Simple.
Mahal?
Liverpool and City.
Sam?
Madrid is passing. City is also passing.
Sam, who's your finalist this year?
Madrid. Madrid. But I don't like Madrid historically because they have a historical corruption. PSG's oil money, Man City's oil money, Chelsea's a sugar daddy team. So hey, it's tough, man.
Sugar daddy team. Hey, semi-finalist with your sugar daddy team and your sugar daddy jersey. Who's winning tonight?
Listen here, that man has worked very hard. He's fired many coaches. Only Chief Ampengesi has fired more. But anyway, I think Liverpool, guys, seriously, how give it up, my man. Like, I know it was Chiefs, now it's Liverpool. Like, Liverpool is not going anywhere. They want to lose. And then probably, Man City, it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very close. But I think they might just get through.
Una?
Man City is going through and Madrid.
Okay. I say Liverpool's going through. Liverpool's winning tonight, 3-0. Watch this space. Yeah. We'll have a chance about this next week. Oh, yes. And Borussia Dortmund is also winning. That's my prediction for tonight's Champions League games. Obviously, We'll banter about it again next week, but we need to wrap up real quick. Sam, thank you very much for joining us. Any parting words from you?
No, guys, I just really appreciate the honor. Yeah, it's always nice to speak about my work and my research. So yeah.
It's been a pleasure having you, gents. We're almost out of time. Quick words. I need two people to say goodbye. Final words. Mark, you want to explain to us how you lost?
Who lost? Oh no. I'll come back stronger. The encyclopedia. I'll be back.
Awesome stuff. Mahal?
Yes, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I think follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter,
Please.
Facebook, Instagram, at the Banter Club. And of course, you can find all the podcasts on all podcast platform and YouTube as well. It's the Banter Club SA.
Please do go like, follow, subscribe, tweet, hashtag us, hashtag the Banter Club SA, at the Banter Club SA on all platforms, social media, Apple Podcasts, etc. We're sitting number 1 on Apple Podcasts for sports podcast. Hey, super proud of us, gents. Eh? We need that boo sound somewhere in there. But with that said, this has been the 8th episode, the Trumpokekana episode, where we bashed him for no reason at all. But hey, we moved. It is the Banter Club SA. Cheers.
Tell your grandmother.
Bye.
Join us every week on the Banter Club.